So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Hillary Clinton getting caught spreading misinformation. This was a story her and her lawyer and campaign manager, Robbie Mook, concocted about Trump organization having it tied to a Russian Alfa Bank. That was all made up. It's disinformation. And she tweeted out, that tweet is still up. Isn't that interesting how that can stay up, but my stuff can? Matt Taibbi says, it's about tweet. It is about tweets she sent with her own fingers, referring to her own disinformation, for instance. And here is Matt Orfalea, who works in conjunction with Matt Taibbi. And he put together another fantastic video montage about Hillary Clinton and the disinformation. You ready? Orf says, will she be banned from Twitter now? He's gonna show all the disinformation. Here we go.
You try to make sure anything you put out into the public arena is accurate.
Hillary approved planting a false Russia story.
On Halloween, October 31st, 2016, just before the presidential election, Franklin Four published...
Was a Trump server communicating with Russia?
It's a mysterious piece.
Trump connected to Russia.
Was there a connection between a Russian bank and the Trump campaign?
A connection between a Russian bank and the Trump campaign?
Not only is there clearly something there, but there's clearly something that someone has gone to great lengths to conceal.
Akin to what criminal syndicates do.
An explosive story
linking the Trump organization to a Russian bank.
Alfa Bank.
The most direct link between Donald Trump and Moscow.
The Russian bank, Alfa Bank.
The key to unlocking Trump's ties to Russia.
The Russian bank, accused of colluding with the Trump campaign.
Confirms our worst fears about Trump.
I mean, what more evidence do you need?
Folks, I'm an expert.
It's very, very obvious.
Alfa Bank pinging the Trump organization server.
Implicit allegations of collusion with the Trump campaign.
Connection between the Alfa Bank server and the Trump organization.
Connection between the Trump organization and a Russian bank.
A possible conspiracy. We're just living in kind of suspended animation as we await the findings that Mueller is going to come out with.
Director Mueller, Slate published a report suggesting that a server at Trump Tower was secretly communicating with Russia's Alfa Bank. And do you know if that story is true?
My belief at this point is not true.
I'm really bothered still about the server connection between Trump Tower and Alfa Bank.
The Russian Alfa Bank.
Alfa Bank, whose server was found in Trump Tower.
Alfa Bank, boy, there are a lot of dots that are starting to be laid out here.
Alfa Bank. I feel like there are a lot of dots here. I'm worried about all the little dots that I see out there. Alfa Bank. It looks quite disturbing. Dots.
These connections.
You know, what was being transmitted?
That could be a missing link in terms of figuring out how involved the Trump campaign was in the Russian effort to interfere in the election.
This is really important.
Some sort of odd computer server connection. The Alfa Bank, Trump Tower.
Suspicious web traffic.
Dots that are being connected by Special Prosecutor Mueller.
And if we stop chipping away at it, we're not going to get to the big answer.
It's not true.
When it came time for Robert Mueller's report, the Mueller report didn't mention the Alfa Bank thing at all. And honestly, it has been driving me nuts. The Alfa Bank server mystery. Strange, unexplained, vexing little mystery.
Very vexing.
The mystery of Trump's ties to Russia.
Mysterious contacts.
The mystery still unsolved. So mysterious.
The Alfa Bank server talking to the Trump organization server does sort of look like the Trump organization and that Kremlin-connected Russian bank. Alfa Bank did have something weird going on as they tried to keep secret. Computer communication between different computers. Mysterious electronic communications.
Strange communications between Alfa Bank and Trump Tower.
This bank in Moscow was communicating.
Trump Alfa Bank communications.
Why was the Trump Tower server communicating with Alfa Bank?
Alfa Bank Trump server communications.
Secret server to communicate with Russian Alfa Bank.
Why the hell is a Russian bank communicating with a server that belongs to the Trump organization? Communications between somebody at Alfa and somebody at Trump organization. Computer communication. A computer server communicating. Unexplained communication. Covert communication.
Covert communication channel.
Nefarious secret communications. Unexplained communications. Communication between the Trump server and the Russian Alfa Bank server. Unexplained communication. A secret line of communication. What kind of communication? Why was it communicating? The content of the communications remains the holy grail here.
If there were communications, this is just metadata. So
the FBI ultimately concluded that it could be spam.
Spam.
Really strange, unanswered communications.
But we do know that the FBI apparently took the communication between those servers quite seriously.
The FBI had actually ruled out anything nefarious.
That is classic propaganda, and the Russians are really good at it.
Crazy, right?
Whereas the true grail will bring you life. The false grail will take it.
I don't know what that is, but that was fantastic. Great job by Orfila, Matt Orfila. That was amazing, actually. That was fantastic. Then you just say it's Russian disinformation. Did the FBI No, the FBI, no, didn't take it seriously.
It was spam?
It was spam. So there was a bank server was sending out spam. Trump server picked up some of the spam. That's all it was. Just like when they say that Russia influenced our election with ads on Facebook. $50,000 worth of ads, $100,000 worth of ads, 50,000 of which happened after the election. That's what they say. That when they say Russia did, that's what they're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, I think people's vague ideas that somehow Hillary's secret emails were what Russia did, and they don't know that part.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that Julian Assange was working with the Russians, and that's why they hate Julian Assange. And they were saying that Julian Assange was working for the Russians and Trump, and that's why he released her emails. And that's, of course, just bullshit. He released those emails because he had access to them. And why didn't he release stuff on Trump? Because he didn't have anything on Trump. Trump wasn't in fucking government for 40 years. And everything that Trump already did, everybody already knew about it.
Well, not this spam server.
Yeah. Not that he got spammed.
I'd like to know. I mean, it wasn't that impressive before they revealed it was spam, but then it was like extra unimpressive.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there was a communication with Alpha Bank. Like, that doesn't. Remember she was going to his tax returns and she was like, well, it looks like there was a real Geraldo's Al Capone's vault.
Yeah. That's all when Rachel Maddow had Trump's tax returns, you mean? Oh, yeah, it was a big dud.
I actually watched that episode. I'm like, wow.
And nothing happened. There was and then she blamed her audience for believing her that she would have something. Do you remember that? She blamed her audience. She's a classic narcissist. And come on, you don't get to be on television unless you have some of that in you, right?
I mean, now that heating or fuel is so expensive, I guess in a way Russia turned my heat off.
Yeah, they could go poof.
Now that it's gone up so much, you could say.
So I wonder, so none of those people will be banned from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. None of those people are going to be banned. And they were lying and misinforming left and right at the top of their lungs. Everybody who pushed Russiagate was. But again, it's just like if everybody does it, and then it's okay. Just like nobody saw this coming on 9/11, so nobody gets in trouble. Because we were all wrong. Okay. We were all wrong about weapons of mass destruction. Okay. So that's the same thing they're doing here. We're all, nobody's get it. So no one will ever pay a price for fucking Russiagate. Believe me.
Misinformation is like a private jet. We can't all be flying around or it's bad in the environment.
That's right.
Just a few really rich people can have it.
Hey, we're doing stand-up comedy in Irvine, California, Las Vegas, San Diego, Salt Lake City, Indianapolis, Louisville, all over the place. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for tickets.